If there's one thing we hate this season, it's secret guys. So that's why today we got all the protos at 7, got 1 hot pot, got 2 damage amps, and then made this nasty base with a hot pot that of course you can't tiny shock, really tough to reach, and 1 damage amp here, and another one on this side. There was a bug too with flames and building damage, not sure if it's just visual or in practice, because you see we have 100 building damage, but 399 plus 100% isn't plus 333. It is normal when you look at damage amps, but some weird thing with only flames and hot pots. Because any normal building like machine guns, well, that is 100%. In any case, hope it's just visual, because we do want flames to do more damage, killing those seekers. But with our nasty base, we'll still try it. And on a lot of these bases, some of them we can still do the old heavy chopper hit, but a lot of them now are spread out, have more protos. This one is shock blaster and doom cannon. So on these we'll do more lasers and try to do safe approaches. This guy also has 150 building damage, so boom cannons, doom cannons, they're gonna hurt a bit more. We can try a bit on the right side, maybe a safe 4 heavy choppers, 4 lasers, and for Sparky, take her critters. I like going mainly from the right side, I just find it to be easier. And we can even reach this Sky Shield portion a bit sooner. So we'll start from the right side. In fact, to avoid tiny shocking that mortar, we can just do the HCs and let that mortar die. Once the mortar dies, then we can drop the lasers, or even when it's almost dead like right now. Because pretty soon we want to do Cryo for all those mines, and then just flare a bit on the right side. So wait a few seconds, do 1 flare, and we'll do a Cryo, especially protecting from that doom cannon. It's gonna hit maybe at least once, but hopefully the heavies go in front and can start distracting. 1 medkit just in case for the shock launcher, it does a lot of damage. But now we got a few heavies in front, and we can just let these guys go. Most of our lasers are on the top side, and you can see the progression. Start over here, work their way down, and not much to worry about. If there is random mortars or in other cases rockets, you can tiny shock them. Or if it's just a singular cannon versus only lasers, you can save them too. Want to save more critters for the back end, so waiting just a few more seconds, and also using Cryo bombs and some mines. Left side we can do 1 tiny shock right here. I don't know what Sparky's doing, but do some of her critters, and then 1 final flare on this side. Because now it's just 2 more engines, time is looking okay. And I think a safe approach from one side is a bit easier to keep all your lasers alive. That 1 floaty is annoying, so we'll do 1 more flare in the corner, trying to time it perfectly. And unlucky that shock launcher hit, so it's gonna cost us a few seconds. Though for 150 building damage, maybe 213 is alright. But we'll see if our new defense is gonna help us out. And in this case, looks like it is. And I do think it might be like a more universal hit, because if you do start from the right side, then go in the corner, you don't have to worry about this weird gap. Whereas over here, there's no gaps that really hinder your progress. This one has max rockets too, but we'll still go from the right side. Maybe kill this 1 engine, then flare over here. Because when you flare on this side, whether or not lasers can go across on the bottom, they'll eventually wrap back around and you can take advantage of their splash. So on the right side here, we will tiny shock that mortar, drop the HCs, lasers, and Sparky. The rocket we don't have to worry about, HC should be in front. And we'll just take a look at this mortar, maybe you gotta worry, or maybe not. We'll do 1 Cryo bomb for those mines. But as soon as this engine goes down, we can just directly flare that flame. 1 more Cryo bomb on this side, and any mortars across the gap do want a tiny shock. It is annoying that because of that flare, some of our lasers are gonna die right there, but I think should be okay for the rest of the troops. Got lasers on the top side, lasers on the bottom, and because of their splash, anything behind the engine just dies. We did lose like 2 boats of lasers, so maybe next time shouldn't flare a building, just do on the side. Otherwise, we can just let everything go. One medkit just in case for that rocket. And then just cryo bombs for more mines. Do some of Sparky's critters, distract more buildings. Luckily, this base has a lot of buildings clumped together, so it really shouldn't take that long. More cryo bombs for mines slowing down that rocket. And we have so much GB that we can keep on cycling them. Another cryo bomb right here. In fact, on this base, maybe that Flotty dies when the damage amp does. Just clearing a bunch of that stuff. One more cryo bomb pretty soon. But again, with that Flotty, do want to flare up. Just keeping those lasers alive. And when you do flare, you can pop a critter around the same time, just so that shock launcher is distracted a bit longer. This one, nearly the same, 213, and we'll see if it's okay. And because of this new consistent attack, if you go from just one side, doing that every single time, you can get practice on what to look for and what not to. We will take one more look at this, because again, that flare I think we messed up. The idea is flare building means the lasers have the max distance, but if you notice what happens is, for whatever reason with pathing, full boat of lasers wants to go and die to flames. So instead we could have just done a ground flare on the right side and let everyone group up there. But now we know for next time. And as far as next steps go, we'll probably go back for the next big defense, rockets. It's gonna take about 2 days to save up enough keys. But if we're using lasers in most attacks, I think it's worth it. Here we'll again go from the right side, maybe take down one engine, then do our better flare on the right side. So here we can do, well, maybe just let HCs kill that mortar and then tiny shock this one. In fact, if we're lucky, drop some choppas around those mines, then they take them down. So we'll do a few choppas right here, and one tiny shock on the left side. Can do Sparky because she doesn't really matter. And as that mortar is going down, then drop the lasers maybe right now. See if Sparky's critters clear those mines, and one of them is good enough. On the right side, doing one cryo bomb. Seems a bit wasteful only for a couple mines, but sometimes it's worth it. We'll go ahead and do one flare on this side, cryo bomb, just as long as we get that shock launcher, and definitely tiny shock the mortar. One medkit too, because never know with that shock launcher. I think that guy did have like 150 building damage, so the medkit is really needed. Otherwise, right side is okay. One more cryo bomb for a bunch of those mines. And as they go towards the bottom, looks like a good angle for a bunch of lasers. Even if we have a bunch of critters on this side, then start flaring early. So one more cryo bomb already, now we gotta worry about those mines. And just letting things go for a bit. That Flotty is gonna be a pain. But maybe like 2 of Sparky's critters, tiny shock that flame, and just flare this side. Can do a few more tiny shocks. Did miss a mortar, didn't have enough GB. But as long as we get that Flotty down, do a reflare, hopefully most of our lasers are still alive. One medkit because that shock launcher. But we do have most of our lasers, it's just our choppas that are dying. And maybe gonna be a bit slower than last time. But still above 2 minutes doesn't seem too bad. And here we got this kind of base, sorta like the one we were running last time. But I still like the approach going from the right side. In fact, this one we can just flare the flame after a bit, because once you flare the flame, then you get a good split later on. Early we can also split our choppas, 2 on the left for that mortar, everyone on the right side with 1 tiny shock, and then just do 1 cryo bomb over here. Does seem a bit wasteful only for a few mines, but it's pretty important. As the left mortar dies, we'll go ahead and flare that flame, because when we flare that flame, get a pretty good split with the choppas. 2 usually stay on the top side, 2 go on the left. And then it's just more cryo bombs, clearing mines, and tiny shocking mortars. Can do that one and this one over here. Got a decent split with lasers. This mortar is annoying, so we're gonna tiny shock it too. And just in case for that cannon, might save one as well. But right now looking pretty good. One more Cryo Bomb already for those mines. And one of Sparky's critters cause why not? Maybe clear some more mines up there. But they're doing all this damage on the right side, so pretty soon we're gonna do a flare left. Waiting just a few seconds, send that one flare, get a Cryo Bomb going, and the only thing we can Tiny Shock is that mortar. But I guess those critters helped out, because now we have enough to distract that Floody and Shock Launcher. As a Floody dies, we'll do one more flare, and now we'll just keep on doing Cryo Bombs and critters. Hop Out don't really have to worry about, because you got enough critters and heavies to distract, and lasers to do the damage. And that base, going from the right side, nearly 230. And was about to say that it would be nice to try this base against a Seeker guy, and here it looks like we got one. This guy with 100 troop health, no shock launchers or flames, but we can try the bolt hit from the left side. Now before I used to do like 1 choppa, 2 lasers, but I found full on heavy chops to be even easier. So we'll do 4 on this side, and then 4 Seeks on the right. In fact, also taking Sparky's critters because you can do maybe like 1 over here, distract that cannon or even take it down. It's a Sparky 4 HCs, already flare on this side, and one of her critters. All with Seekers on this side. Do want 1 Cryo Bomb, especially for that Doom Cannon. And on the right, just save a bunch of Cryo Bombs. Did miss this one over here, somehow critters didn't get it. But we can do more Cryo Bombs on the right side, Tiny Shock the single point, and just let everything go. Left side should be looking okay. Do want 1 more Cryo Bomb on the top side, so I'll get that right now. And then just spam a bunch of critters. 1 right here, most of the splashes down. Seekers on the right side should be okay. And it's just a matter of time. Bunch of Seekers going right here, keep on doing Sparky's critters. As soon as the shield goes down, then you send a flare. Do 1 more of her critters. As long as they don't have shock launchers or flames, you can get around 3-minute times. And as far as our base goes, looks like it held up. And gonna be just enough for 24, getting that chest. Like we said, main defense we're gonna get now is saving all those keys for rockets, probably a couple days. But wherever you are, just finish up the rest of the tree. If not rockets, I might consider boom mines and or GB, because even these laser hits, defib might not help too much. Whereas the last major defense like rockets, it is worth the wait. So big defense is helping us with our final day pushes. And that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.